Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany. I'm an HR director here in Atlanta, and this is my channel, Big Check Energy, where I try to talk about anything from my notary business to gaining full-time employment to resumes or to whatever you want to talk about that kind of falls underneath that HR talent umbrella. I consider myself a career cultivation enthusiast, and as part of that, I have written an HR template. This template is for anyone who's looking to, I'd say, transition into an entry-level role or someone who is already in an entry-level role. It's written for someone who is an administrative assistant or in a clerical support role, or really anyone who needs to highlight those skills that translate over to HR, whether it's onboarding, benefits, or anything under the umbrella, employee orientation, new hire orientation, that sort of thing. So what I want to let you know is this is completely customizable. If you go to the website, pitchr.com, or better yet, just go down to the description. I'll link it there. It will take you directly to the template. This template is listed currently, I believe, at $15 on the website. But if you just watch this video, you will get a code that will get you the template for $7. So watch this video. You might learn something because I put some tips in there. It's pretty short. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you. But like I said, this template is written for someone who is an administrative professional looking to make that move over to HR because you can make more money. We like money. Hello, Big Check Energy. Or as in any type of clerical support role and needing to highlight those types of skills that would be useful in HR. Okay, so HR coordinator, HR administrative assistant, HR assistant, whatever, anything in that umbrella, or even like an entry-level generalist, I think this resume would be good for you as well. But just a reminder, anyone can purchase this template because it is completely customizable. It is a Word document. Once you make the purchase on the website, you'll be able to download it and you can do whatever you want from there. All right, so keep watching, stick around for the discount code, and you can get this template for only $7. All right, so let's do this. First and foremost, don't underestimate the power of a great resume template. A lot of people go to Canva or Microsoft Word or Etsy for templates, and that's fine and dandy. However, this is a template written by a trained professional, a certified HR professional. This is the template that I use for my own resume. So listen to me when I say this. Formatting matters, okay? What you want to do is capture the eye of a recruiter within the first 6 seconds. And 6 seconds is being very generous. What you really got to do is get them to focus on this area at the top here. And you'll notice that I have the text in white right now because, I don't want you to be distracted. I'm going to go through this section by section, give you some tips. And then if you stick around, you will actually get a code to get my actual template at a super discounted rate. I think originally on the website, it was at $15 or so, but you can get this for $7 if you stick around, and then you can get the code to get this. Okay. So this template here, I have pre-populated with some information that's perfect for someone who is in an administrative or clerical role and is looking to transition into a human resources role. But even if you're not looking to get into human resources, you can simply edit this. This is a completely editable document. Okay, it's Microsoft Word. You will simply place the order. You'll receive the link to download it, and you can do with it as you please. I also have some comments dropped in here. So there are lots of tips that you could use to actually update and create your own resume. Starting from the top, you're going to actually have your name, your location information, phone number, email address, and your LinkedIn if you have one. If you don't have a LinkedIn, you probably want to go ahead and create one, especially depending on what industry you're in, because it does make a difference. People like to see that social proof out there. Keep it professional. If you don't have a LinkedIn, I actually help with that as well. You can play around with this and reorder it the way you want to, but this is a great way to start. Now, under your name, location, email address, your header, and all of that, you'll notice something here. It's your little summary, right? So this is where people originally had their, what would you call it? Your objective statement. We're no longer using an objective statement. Throw it in the trash, okay? No more objective statements. What you need there is a strong summary, like a professional summary, or some people call it a profile summary. I don't always title it, but what I do include is the job title, either my current title or the title of the role that I want to apply for. That is super important, and my notes off to the side will tell you why. But the main thing you need to know is you want to call yourself the job that you're looking to land. You may not have that job title right now, but that's the title that you want. And like I said, this template is written for someone who is looking to make a move and land probably an entry-level HR role, whether it is an HR assistant or HR administrative assistant or HR coordinator. This template is written for that purpose. And so this summary is going to be a plug and play. If you want assistance with writing a great summary, please reach out to me or sign up for like a 20-minute session on my website and I can help you out with that. But this template includes the framework that you'll need to get started. Now, the section underneath the summary and your header is digital real estate. It is golden. I call it the key areas of impact. Some people call it the key accomplishments section. You can call it whatever you want. But the main thing is that you want to call out certain skills and experiences that showcase your talent and how your experience translates to this new role. For instance, this template in particular is written for someone who is looking to either transition into an entry-level HR role or someone who's currently in an HR role, probably more entry-level, but would like to move into a different position. So they can be an HR assistant. They could be just an administrative assistant in another industry or in another area and want to focus on their HR skills. So you'll see here employee training and new hire orientation is called out. That's something that an HR professional would need to know how to deal with or how to do or have some experience with onboarding new employees. So you'll see that there is a sample blurb written here. You could change this to actually include some quantifiable metrics. Perhaps you want to say something like, I've onboarded, well, you don't say I, but you would say, have successfully onboarded 10 to 15 employees weekly. You would maybe say something like, have conducted new hire orientation in person and remotely, which is the last sentence here, because that's something that's important to call out. Especially now, if you want a work from home position, you need to be able to show that you can do your job in person and remotely, or maybe just remotely if you have no interest in going in person, but showing that flexibility and that you have experience in doing employee training, new hire orientation. That would be important to someone working in HR. Now, once you highlight those key areas of contribution or key areas of impact, then you get into your professional experience, right? So, like I said, this particular template is written for someone who is an administrative assistant or in a clerical support role who's looking to call out their HR skill set. So I included some notes to the side that will be helpful, and there are also some sample bullets here. They're actually bullets all the way down, but of course you have to get the template if you want the entire thing. But here are some examples of the bullets that I have in here. Someone who's in a support role and is an office manager or office administrative assistant, you can simply call out the things that you do to provide HR support, right? So we facilitate interactive new hire orientation sessions in person and remotely using web tools such as Zoom and Google Meet. If you use Zoom, if you use Google Meet, anything of that nature, and you are conducting employee or just any type of in-house event, I think that you should call that out. That's very important. I'll also point out the fact that when you are writing out your months and year of employment, you need to make sure that you are consistent in the way that you write it. Either you abbreviate your months or you spell out the entire month. But you always need to include the month and the year. I know some people think that if you leave the month off, you can hide the gap in employment. But most of the applicant tracking software tools out there, which is where you go to submit your resume and submit your application, they require the month in the year because they want to know. So we can talk about how to fill in gaps and things of that nature later, but just make sure that you put the month in the year. And if you don't know the month in the year, find out. Maybe just contact the HR department where you used to work. You shouldn't have to go back too far. You don't want to really put more than the most recent 10 years of experience on your resume anyway. If you do, just make sure it is very, very relevant and that you're calling out something that's incredibly important. But again, if you want to talk about that, feel free to book like a 20-minute session or a 1-hour session, and I can work with you one-on-one. You always want to include your employer's name and then add in the city and the state. Like I said, here's another example that you can use. If you coordinate travel arrangements for people, manage calendars, maybe you should talk about how many people you support or how many leaders or how many calendars. There's a way to showcase what you do and what you can do for an organization, even if you don't have the specific skills that they're looking for. But you do want to call out the things that are applicable to that role. Under there, you have your education. So whether it's a high school diploma or a GED, master's or certificate, whatever it is, you want to put your education there. And then you just want to showcase completed. No need to put your GPA unless you're like in school right now and this is your first job out of school. The notes do tell you exactly what you need to do and what not to do. The little short lines that you may see blurred over to the side, there's full explanations in there if you purchase the template, and I think you'll find it really, really helpful. And those notes are sprinkled throughout. Any special skills or training, certifications, anything of that, area you would find at the bottom. You could also move it up to the top. Like I said, you can customize this as much as you want to, or you can just get it from my website and, just make some slight adjustments, fill in the blanks, and boom, you've got this wonderful HR template that you can then use. Or if you're not in HR, you can edit this to make it applicable to your role or what you're applying to. But I do still want to highlight again that the way it is written for an administrative assistant or a clerical support role who's looking to transition over. And if you're wondering why I picked that to do first, that's because that's the world I came from. So I used to work in the healthcare system, and I started in more so of a clerical support role, administrative support role in a physician's office. And I wanted to transition over to HR, and I was able to communicate my experiences and skills in a way to help me get there. So, again, I hope this is helpful. If you're interested in getting this template, the code is going to be HRME. So that's HRME, all one word. Type that in on the website and you will find yourself this complete template for only $7. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Come follow me on Instagram. That is going to be pitch.hr. That's pitch.hr. You can find me there. I like to post a lot of content, helpful tips as much as possible. And I'll see you in the next video.